Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say Kalayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Bashim Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS. Those are the men who I learned the truth from. Forgive me if I sound a little sickly. Just came from outside and whatever. And, did a little weights and whatever. A little stuff here, a little there. So, right. So the schism between Judaism and Christianity, right? And this is from the fiscus judaicus. I don't know if I want to call it fiscus judaicus part 2 or call it its own thing. But let's go read it. The fiscus judaicus. This is what I really want to focus on here. We don't really need to read the rest of it. Fiscus judaicus was originally posed on Jews, right? Or followers of Judaism, because as a whole, not just on the Israelites, the original followers of Judaism, the original people that it's our ways, okay? It's our power. It's the God of Israel, all right? God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not the God of Moab, fucking Edom, or fucking Ishmael. It's not their God. Now they latched onto our stuff, but they're still Yahad, right? Which means convert or imposter. Right? At the time, the Romans, nor probably the Christians, considered the religion to be separate from Judaism. Right? If anything, they would have considered themselves as a Jewish sect. Right? And this is something that I always go back to, because they weren't different. Okay, it's not that different. The only difference between the two is that Judaism in time became more about it kind of lost its path. It became more about traditions of men and these different, as pretty much said, traditions of men, with the Pharisees, and then they split up into different sects and all this stuff. It had Sadducees and Pharisees, and the Sadducees were like the top ones. Those were the guys who were like, they had the most seats in the Sanhedrin. You had the Pharisees and stuff. And then you had like, the Essenes. The Essenes were kind of off to themselves. So they kind of lost their purpose, and they split up, and that wasn't right. I believe it was the Sadducees. They were believing that there's no reincarnation, which is madness. I believe it was also the Sadducees who were more willing to deal with like heathen and stuff. Like they're more willing and more allowing and more tolerant of like Hellenization and stuff like that. If I'm correct, but they were all sellouts and trying to keep order and everything and whatever, right? So it lost its path, and that was what Yahushua came there to do, to set things right. Give you that straight path, right? That straight gate, the straight path to reaching that salvation, right? And then they murdered him, okay? And then they call the law the schoolmaster, so maybe we'll get that one first. Jewish and non-Jewish Christians would therefore be liable to tax, Marius Hemstra argues. So it's not quite set in stone, but as you can see here, they didn't consider themselves separate, probably, which I believe that, they didn't. And I even went into Wikipedia article, they said Nerva, well, they've seen it. We'll read that, but there was an article that I read not too long ago on Wikipedia. You can find it on my channel, but even they'll tell you that like the early Christians, they were Jews, and they didn't see themselves as different. They're the same people. It's all about Israelites, man. 96 AD, Domitian's successor Nerva formed the administration of fiscus judaicus, which is, as I said before, fiscus judaicus, and that's not exactly the perfect translation or transliteration. We define Judaism as a religion. This meant Judaism was seen as distinct from Christianity, and only those practicing were liable to the tax. But before, in Domitian's time, they put them all under there, right? Why? Because they're the same people. The main reason why they set this whole thing up, which who set it up first, was it Vespasian? Imposition, yeah, Vespasian, and it, continued off like Titus, and then Domitian, right? And Domitian, I believe he gets assassinated, and then Nerva takes his place. And then that's the beginning of Jake starting to take over things. But they put them both as the same thing. Why? Because, right, both were the same people. The Jews and the Christians, they were both Israelites, right? And what he wanted to do was punish the Israelites, punish the original inhabitants of the land, and humiliate them. And that was the reason why this whole tax was put down. Here, I'm going to destroy your temple, and now the money that was going to your temple, well, now it's going to go to my temple. And that's the way that Esau thinks. He's a fucking maniac. The fucking psychotic, brutal, cruel asshole. It's literally what he is, right? And that's just what it is. And the thing is, you listen to like these white supremacists speak, and they're the same way. It's the same spirits here on earth. They ain't nothing changed, man. Ain't nothing changed. All right, so this is the book of Galatians chapter 3. Galatians 3:23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith, which should afterwards be revealed, right? And that's what happened, right? For the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith, right? And that was through Yahweh coming on the scene that we understood, that it wasn't, all about the law. And it was really a reminder, because, this thing had been echoed and repeated over and over and over again. But Yahweh was really just there to remind our people, and to put it out there and set it in stone, to establish it, and say that it's about faith, and usher that period of grace. It's about faith. All right, we're weak on the side. We have these weak bodies. Over here we're here, and we're prisoners of war in a world that's ours. This world was created for our sake, and here we are. We're prisoners of war on our own planet. All right, and a planet that was given to us, that belongs to us. All right, and we have to deal with these demonic attacks, in the spirit, and then also demonic attacks with people. People just being shitty. and we all deal with it, all the time. We get vexed at work. If you got a wife, you get vexed at home, and you just gotta, you gotta keep pushing, because that affliction is meant to try you. It's like gold is tried in the fire, make you strong, make you more mentally strong, give you that mental edge. This is stuff that's been echoed in sports. When someone's like a experienced veteran athlete, they got a mental edge, where shit doesn't really get to them like that. Same thing that goes into hardened military, hardened military veterans. Man, ain't be tripping over shit like that, man. They've killed hundreds of fucking people. They've blown up people. They've been shot themselves. They've been wounded. They've been in, fights and firefights and close combat and shit. If you've veteran athletes, they've done more fucking tournaments than you can count. I mean, check out some of these records of even like wrestlers. Obviously, I'm a big Greco-Roman wrestling fan. But look at some of those records, man. I mean, some of the legends like Alexander Karelin, 900 wins under his belt. It makes you a veteran. You have that edge. You can see it on them. But ours is in the spirit. We want to be close to the perfect on this side and be tough. Show ourselves as men, gird up our loins like a man, right? So basically, law of a schoolmaster, right? Pretty much is an interlude to bring you onto Yahushai Hamashiach, right? But after that faith is come, we're no longer under the schoolmaster, right? And you go into the word schoolmaster, basically goes into like a teacher of moral law. Like you have this like boy leader, tutor, guardian, and guide of boys among the Greeks and Romans. The name was applied to the trustworthy slaves who were charged the duty of supervising the lives and morals of boys belonging to the better class. The boys were not allowed as much as to step out of the house without them before arriving at the age of manhood. Right, so pedagogos even have that same word, with like school, pedagogical. I think that goes into like school and stuff like that. Instructor, schoolmaster. All right. So it's just meant to be, our teacher, to bring us and show us morality. What is moral, the ceremonial law, and things like that. But that was just a shadow of things to come when you have the faith. Like Apostle Paul wrote down. Do we sin because we're under grace? God forbid. We established the law. I butchered it, but we don't disregard the law, And even Yahushua said himself, one jot or one tittle should not pass from this law, to all be fulfilled. And even when all things are fulfilled, it's still going to keep the law, And if we're going to force other nations to keep the law too, they're not going to be committing adultery and fucking sodomizing each other, like they do now. If you catch that, they're going to get fucking, they're going to get Mortal Kombat fatalities done on them. And we gonna make that shit public. So, all right, all y'all niggas get around. All right, you get over there, you stand right there. All right, we're gonna witness the execution of this fucking goofy goober ass dude right here. All right. But obviously, it'll be different. And I wouldn't be speaking English. I would be speaking Paleo Hebrew. So yeah. So and obviously, the nations will have to learn that stuff too. We have to force them to like learn that, right? Like, will we be speaking English? There's something I'm thinking in the spirit, right? Like, would they really be speaking English? Like, no, they would have to learn our language and our tongue. We teach one and then force him to teach the others or something. I don't think we're gonna be out there speaking no damn English. But we are gonna know, the language in the kingdom. For if we say willfully after that we receive the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, right? So this is what Apostle Paul is breaking down, right? And you look at the word willfully, voluntarily, willingly, of one's accord, right? Sin willfully as opposed to sins committed inconsiderately from ignorance or from weakness, right? And we've had many guys that were a part of our garden, of our enclosed garden, like it talks about in the Song of Solomon. We've had many that were part of our enclosed garden that sinned willfully, all right? That we have guys that committed adultery, right? And they got put out and got kicked out of the body forever, like you're not coming back for that one, right? Shit, I know guys get fucking killed from time to times. Or more, killed, because the Lord puts them to death. So they get killed, right? Not that brothers are killing other brothers, like executing them and shit. We're not doing that, but the Most High will kill them. I've heard that happen before. You just hear stuff, man. Brothers will like mention certain things of like guys that just were bugging the hell out and they got put out the body, right? Because you gotta kick those guys out. Right, and there's scriptures about that, like even Apostle Paul said it himself, about a guy who was bugging out. He said, him have I given up unto Satan. And that's what you're doing. You're saying, all right, you want to go be in that world? All right, go be in that world. You're out of the circle. Get out of our circle. You don't belong in here. And get out. For we sin willfully after that we receive the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, right? Right, which, there's no sacrifice for sins, anyway, because, Apostle Paul broke that stuff out, but basically, you're going to get jacked up even more. But certain fearful looking for of judgment, fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He despised Moses' law, died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses, right? And then even in 2nd Esdras, they go into this. Well, the Archangel Uriel breaks it down to Esdras, how, I think it's 2nd Esdras, the 7th chapter, about how, our forefathers, Moses, like Joshua, the prophets, they prayed for the weak. because they prayed for the people as a whole, for the people to receive mercy as a whole. But the thing is that those 2/3 spirit, and those wicked spirits, the wicked of our people as they're around today, they were around back then too, and the Lord have mercy on us as a people. But nowadays, that ain't gonna work. There's gonna be no, praying for the people, and then every single, Israelite is gonna be saved, on the first go round. No, because the Israelites on this side, they've done horribly. They've done nothing but fucking evil, dude. Our people have been fucking pure evil. We've came out here. It's not even like it was back then, where the people as a whole will kind of be like, oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna stop. Like in the time of Moses. That ain't happening no more. We come out there week in and week out. Like, man, fuck you niggas, man. Go get a job, nigga. Shit, nigga. You got some niggaites. Nigga, I ain't listening to you, nigga. I'm here to make some money. Shit. I wish a nigga would tell me about some Israelite shit. Nigga, I'm just a nigga. I'm just gonna go eat me my pork, nigga. Nigga. That's the way they sound, right? That was my best Charleston White impression. Oh, I'm just a nigga. I don't care about that Israelite stuff. No. We just some niggas. No, I ain't no Israelite. I'm just a nigga. No. He's a fucking troll, but he really mean that. He not joking about that shit. He's dead serious. That's the way he thinks of himself. Is just a nigga. Which I didn't say it. He did. I didn't tell him to say that. He said that. I didn't tell him to. Right. Verse 29. Oh, how much sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy, who have trodden under the foot of the Son of God, and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified in a holy thing, and have done despite unto the Spirit of grace. Right? When you just willingly go off and say, man, fuck this shit. What you see all the time, and that's so they always get kicked out the body, because that's the Holy Spirit. The leaders, they'll always peep these guys' card, and eventually they'll find out. Or maybe they don't have to find out. Eventually, sometimes the guy will just fucking quit, and he's like, man, why'd that guy quit? And then you start thinking, it's like, oh, no wonder, So it's like, damn, to be put right out the body. For ye know him that hath said, vengeance belongs unto me, and I recompense it the Lord, and again the Lord shall judge his people. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? And you got to go beyond that, right? Because we always read, at least me, I always read just that 10:31, but you gotta go beyond that to get even more stuff. It's beautiful. It's perfect, right? So that's what he says. Vengeance belongs unto me. So on this side, man, I ain't trying to. You're not supposed to be trying to, like beat up on people or do like how we used to in the ancient days, where if someone was wicked, we put him to death and get him out of this earth, right? Because he's polluting the earth itself. He's polluting the earth. But on this side, we're not tripping on that. We have to fucking coexist with you people, but at the end of the day, vengeance belongs to the Lord, and these people will be rooted out, and we don't have to go around stoning people anymore. We don't have to do that on this side. And honestly, the stone, well, it's not gonna be no stoning, but it's gonna be a lot of laser beams coming out and getting you people. So that's gonna be the Lord and the angels coming to get you people, right? Because they talked about that in 2nd Ezra 1 in like 38, somewhere around there. They made a sport of the prophets. And there's another one that says that they torn them to pieces. They killed the prophets. They murdered them. And you have people in that same spirits on earth, same spirits that killed the prophets back then, the same people now. Because they look at us with nothing but hate and just, it's like, damn. At least the average Edomite can hide it. He'll just kind of look at you and maybe give you like a funny little look, but these nigga women, especially nigga women, they look at you like you're fucking garbage. It's like, what the fuck? like damn, dude. Like even when that brother, I met that one brother, uh, like the demons would get riled up. They really didn't want him to learn. They didn't want him to learn at all, because all them nigga women, people started look around and started look like, look like they got a fucking log up their ass, like they were getting fucking like, what's that nigga named, Vlad the Impaler, and they got impaled on like that long pole, like right up their ass. That's the way they were looking. Like they were just looking at us like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, well, no more talking, no more talking. That was pretty much the lesson. Not a whole lot to get down. It really speaks for itself. I mean, there's more that you could get into. There's another one that I'm thinking of. How if one knows the truth and then he falls off, right? He's gonna get sevenfold more demons on him, right? Because you thought, man, this truth is so hard, man. Man, I get afflicted all the time. Man, I'm just gonna go back in the world, man. This shit's gonna be all right. It's like, no, homie, Brody. It's not gonna be all right. You go back in the world, you're gonna be worse. You thought your life was shit now, dude. Your life is gonna be like shit Kaioken times 4, dude. Like, why would you do that? But at the end of the day, we know it's Romans 11. That the elect have attained it, and the rest were blinded, and that's all it comes down to. The elect are gonna get it, and the whole world is blind to it. It's just like, damn. As I said before, it's just like, I can't explain it. It's spiritual, man. Like, being able to see something that no one else can see. It's so perfect, man. It's perfect. I can't explain just how perfect and wonderful it really is to know that you're an Israelite and know that salvation is coming your way. It's just excellent, man. Nothing in this world could ever compare to that feeling, to that understanding. Nothing, and then not sports, not fucking, nothing, man. I can't explain it. Being with your woman, with your wife, with this, with that, nothing comes close to it, man. Nothing. And this truth is our woman, anyways. We know, and that's why first things that happen to you when you come into this truth, you lose your friends, and if you had a girlfriend, you losing your girlfriend. That's like level 1, because you're gonna spend all the time in the truth. You're gonna spend all your time camping, preparing for camp. Like, homie, I don't got time to be like, hey man, you wanna go with me to go to the fucking club tonight? Like, no, bro, I'm not going to no fucking club. I don't want to go to the fucking club. And that's just step number 1. You cut those guys off. You say, hi, how's it going, man? Say what's up, and then you go about your day. And that's just the first step. Below, when you're edified, this video kind of went into a whole bunch of different topics, but it is what it is. Maybe the Lord just had me say that extra stuff. Those extra words. Maybe someone will get it and find some understanding out of it. And maybe it'll help them. I don't know. But when you edify, shalom.